Check, check. All right. Welcome to senior night here at Independence Ice Arena. It's your Kansas City Knights versus Oklahoma City Warriors. Out come the refs. We're getting ready. Oklahoma City's on their bench. Knights are down here at the east end of the arena ready to come out. Pucks are flying out. The refs are getting the net set. Knights getting a 4-4 tie last night against Northwest Arkansas. A makeup game from the Blizzard 3 weeks ago, or whatever it happened to be, 2 or 3 weeks ago. They were back in town to take on a couple of the teams. Got that game in. 4-4 tie for the Knights, added a point. Northwest Arkansas sitting in first place right now in the conference. Here come your Knights. Wichita sitting in second, but they have, according to the standings, played 3 less games, or 2 less games. So once they get those games made up or get them posted, I'm guessing Wichita will take back over first place. Knights sitting in fourth. That does not include last night's 1-point tie they gained, but they are still trying to catch the Kansas City Stars for that third place position. Difference in the game last night, Northwest Arkansas had 2 power play goals. Knights with 0, but had a great third period. Coming into the third, trailing 4-2. Got those 2 goals, one late on a pulled Russo, got a 6th skater out there. And with under a minute left, got the tie. So great job by the Knights battling back in the third, dominating the third, and getting that tie against Northwest Arkansas. Oklahoma City comes to town for 2 games. Let's see what position OKC is sitting in. They're sitting in 7th, 9 points. But they did take it to the Knights earlier in the season, the second week of the season, out in OKC. So Knights looking for some revenge. As the season is winding down, 2 more games this weekend for the varsity, 2 more for the JV coming up. We will travel to Jeff City next weekend, play Midmo Tigers, and that'll be the end of the regular season. We'll have a week off, then we will have the conference championships. And win in advance, lose and your season is over. Knights will still have 1 more travel tournament left in March. It's the second weekend of March, the Luck of the Irish. And that'll conclude the 24-25 season. Minute and a half left here in warm-ups. The senior night festivities were over on Facebook Live. If you did not catch that, it is saved and posted to the website. You can go back and look at that at your leisure. And that's the end of warm-ups. We'll gather up the pucks, do some introductions. National anthem should be coming. Packed house here for senior night, wrapped around the boards on the east end. All the way down, all the bleachers are full. Nice job of supporting the Knights team here this weekend. I don't know, Stacy. It's something with the monitor that we have. It's on power cord hookup, so it just blinks. Nothing's going to die during the broadcast, so we are good. All right, introductions are over. Starters for the Knights, Michael Fortner, Braden James, Brett Dunlap, Broden Frederick, Braden Braun, and in the between the pipes, Jensen Russo. Anthem is over. Here we go. Fortner will step into center. And faceoff comes back to Braun. Braun will send it up the boards. Fortner wasn't there. Now tap back into the OKC Warriors zone. They'll come D to D. Now they'll sling it over far side, bounce it off the wall, send it into the Knight zone up the left-hand side. Back behind the net. That actually goes past Russo. Battle for the puck near side. This is James coming away with it. He'll lose it. Quick shot saved by Russo. Off to the far corner. Pressured up against the boards by Braun. Frederick will come away with this. Backhanded up the boards to James. James will tap it to Fortner. Back behind him a little bit. Now Fortner will dump it into the Warriors zone. Back behind the net. Warriors get a couple line changes in. Frederick will hold it in right at the blue line. Sends it back up the wall. Now kicked out into neutral ice. This will be grabbed by Frederick. He'll go D to Braun. Back over left side towards James into the Warrior zone. Backhander out into the neutral zone by the Warriors. Up the right-hand side will be Bird. Bird will bring it in, takes a shot. Saved by Russo, goes off into the corner. James trying to stick lift there. Warriors come away with it. Another quick shot, saved by Russo. Can't get it cleared, loose right up front. Bird will take one. That's deflected off of Braun's skates. Comes over into the corner. Frederick will backhand it. Can't get it cleared. Garden holds it in for the Warriors. Back behind the net. Braun will grab this one. Hard off the boards out into neutral ice. Pressured by JC. JC will battle for it up against the boards. Down into the Warrior zone. This will be Bachta chasing after it. Bachta, Sanders, and JC have come in. Here's Com. And Brown steps in right at the feet of JC. Now kicked out in the neutral zone. This will be Sanders coming back for it into the Knight zone. He'll wheel around the backside of the net. Poke check by the Warriors. Down into the corner. Battle for the puck. Wrapped around the boards. Near side. JC can't get it cleared. Now jump back down behind the net. Warriors will grab this one. Pressured by Brown. Kicked off into the corner. Bachta will poke at it. Tries to send it up, and we're going to get a penalty, and I believe this is on the Warriors for high sticking.
Caleb Brown, number 53, you're watching Knights Hockey.
Brown, he'll go to the sin bin. Warriors to the power play. This will bring in Larson Smith, Com, and James. Face off one back to James. He tries to clear it, bounces it off Larson, comes right to Com. Com will dump it out into the neutral zone, grabbed by the Warriors. They'll come D to D near side. Up out into the neutral zone. Here come the Warriors up the right-hand side around Com. Big check by Larson. Puts a body on it, separates a player from the puck, can't get it cleared. Now Hans will send one way wide left of the net. Bounces off the boards, far corner, sent back behind the net. This is Com. Com up against the corner. He'll take a body check, loses the puck. Here's Smith battling for it. Down low, Larson chases after this one. Up the boards it'll come. Com will hold this one in. Now it's deflected out to James. James will retreat back. Now he slings one back into the Warrior zone. Line change for the Knights. Com and James in there. Here comes Wellenberg. Here comes Banks. Warriors will bring it up the right-hand side. Poke check by Banks. Dumped into the Knight zone. Comes to Com. Com will whip one. Now backhanded into the neutral zone by Zwellenberg. They'll go D to D. Now brought back near side. James misses on that one. Banks comes back, grabs the puck, sends it off the boards down into the Warrior zone. Zwellenberg will chase after it, battle for it in the corner, waiting on his teammates. Banks, and now we got Braun back, or Frederick back in there. He'll take a shot high up over Purcell. Sent back down low by Banks. Back behind the net. Backhander up the left-hand side. Here come the Warriors. They'll cross ice over near side. Brings it up the right. Pulls back at the red line around Zwellenberg. Will take it in up the left-hand side. Wrapped around the boards. Comes over near corner. Big check by Com up against the boards. Battle for the puck. Thompson holds it in. He'll send one. Deflected by Russo. Goes back behind the net. Now Com will whip it around the boards. Thompson comes over, holds it in for the Warriors. Dumps it back down low. Loose out front. That's the end of the power play for the Warriors. Knights kill that one off. Zwellenberg brings it in left-hand side. Cleared by the Warriors. That's going to be an icing. They'll blow that one dead. As Neal and Prazel have checked in. Now that'll bring in Goins also. Braun and Frederick on the defense. Face off in the Warrior zone.
KC Knights put the brakes on that power play. Brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City.
Goins at center. Prazel to the left. Neal to the right. Frederick and Braun back on the defense. Goins will send it in the corner. Prazel will battle for it. Back behind the boards. Neal trying to post up front. Wrap around. Purcell with the save. Rebound shot. Purcell jumps on top of it. Goins was poking at Purcell there. One of the OKC Warriors players didn't like it. Pushed him out. Prazel comes over and pulls that out. Nice attack there by the Knights. Couldn't get it past Purcell though. 10-15 remaining in the first. Face off down in the Warrior zone. One over near boards. That'll come up to Frederick. He'll dump it back down low. Back behind the boards. Warriors get there first. Clear it up the boards. They'll bring it up right-hand side. Frederick dumps it back down low again. Goins is going to chase after this. Warriors get to it behind the net first. Now it trickles off into the far corner. Pressured by Neal and Goins. Warriors come away with it. Nice body check there by Prazel. And then Braun dumps it back down low. Right to Goins. Shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 2, Colton Goins. From number 90, Braden Braun. And the Knights strike first. 9:47 remaining in the first. Offsetting penalties on that. That'll be Goins going to the sin bin along with one of the Warriors players. We'll skate 5-on-5. As there was a lot of aftermath after the play was over. Not sure what brought that on. It was a clean shot by Goins. Warriors went after him. He went back. Offsetting roughing penalties. Face off. That goes to Fortner. Fortner will send it into the Warrior zone. JC will chase after it. He'll wrap it around the boards near side. Nobody there but the Warriors. They'll bring it up the right-hand side. Nice hustle over there by Bachta to hold it in up against the wall. Now Fortner battling for it in the corner, comes away with it. Here's Michael Fortner right to the center, has it poked away right up front. JC can't get a shot off. Here come the Warriors the other way. Up the right-hand side, they'll cross ice to the left. Braun will come over, slap at it, kicks it back out. That comes right to JC, but can't get a hold of it. Now comes to Fortner. Fortner will grab it at the red line, loses it, and he goes into the Warriors zone, but keeps attacking, pushes it down low. Now to go behind the net, over to the far side, JC. They call it unassisted, but I'm giving it to Braun anyways, because I know he dumped it back in there. It's senior night. The senior gets an assist. Now the Warriors will bring it out. Center ice into the Knight zone up the left-hand side. Poked away by Braun. Goes right to JC. JC will bring it up the right-hand side. Got Fortner and Bach to trail. And JC with a shot. Purcell with a save. Jumps on top of it. They'll blow it dead. Harlan and Fortner pumping at each other. Uh-oh. There we go. Refs break it up. No penalties on this one. Face off in the Warrior zone. Dunlap, Sanders, and James. Wellenberg and Hutch Smith. Face off comes to Smith. Smith will cross ice over to James. James will send it back up front. Deflected by Zwellenberg. Now cleared by the Warriors all the way down. We're going to get an icing on this one. They'll blow it dead. Another face off in the Warrior zone. 8:23 remaining in the first. Knights leading 1-0. Face-off will go far side. Puck tied up right at the dot. Battle for it up against the wall. Dunlap trying to send it back down low. Now Zwellenberg will kick it down low. Backhander by Sanders. Comes right up front. Grabbed by Zwellenberg. Near side. Tries to get it to Sanders. Blocked away up front by the Warriors. Now to pop up towards Hutch. Hutch will try to send it back down low. That bounces off a Warriors player. They'll tap it down into the Knight zone, into the corner. James will look over his shoulder. Puts on the brakes. Kicks it back the other way. Now up the right-hand side comes James. Off the skates of Sanders, down in the Warrior zone, bounces off Sanders. Dunlap can't hold it, does hold it in, and they're going to call an offsides. I didn't think it stayed in the zone. Face-off will come back to neutral ice. Smith, Larson, Banks will check in. Smith right, Larson center, Banks left. Com and Brown on the defense. Face off right here in front of us, just to the left, I guess. In neutral ice off that because of that offsides. Face off will come to, well, I thought it was going to be to Smith. Now Banks will come over, brings it in right to his forehand. Takes a shot, shoots, and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 16, Hoyt Banks. From number 77, Bo Smith. And number 25, Charlie Larson. And the Knights lead 2-0. 7:34 remaining in the first. Face-off from Larson comes to Banks. Banks brings it into the Warriors zone. Down left, working the backhand. Goes down into the corner, pressured by the Warriors. Pops up to Com. Com will go around the D. Skates it in off the left wing. Takes it down low. Brings it around the back of the net. Takes a shot. Purcell covers this one up. Saved by the Warriors. They'll blow it dead. Face-off will be in the Warriors zone. 7:12 remaining in the first. Knights to change it up here. Prazel Goins, now that he's out of the box. And Neal. Common Brown will stay in there on the defense. Face-off comes to Neal. He'll backhand it to Brown. Brown will dump one. That goes wide of the net. Com will come over and grab this one in the corner. Big body check. Down goes Com. Puck trickles back behind the net. Backhand around the boards. Neal will step up. Sends this one back down low. Comes over to Com near side. Up to Prazel. Prazel will send one. That's deflected. Goes wide right. Goes off to the far side. Warriors over there. Neal goes for the body check. They pulled it back. He slams into the glass like a bird flying into a window. Now trickled out, delayed offsides. Warriors will grab this one out in the neutral zone. Up the near side, bounces off the board. This will be grabbed by Com. Com goes to send it to Brown. Brown wasn't ready for a pass. Com just races over, grabs himself. Now Brown tries to clear it. Backhander by Prazel, can't get it cleared out of the zone. Warriors holding it right up front. White will take a shot, saved by Russo. Goes off to the corner, grabbed by Com, off the glass. Near side, Hans will hold this one in. Takes a shot, deflects off one of his own players. Now rebound shot goes wide of the net. Off to the far side, pressured by Brown. Trickles out, this will be grabbed by Neal. Neal will skate it up the right-hand side. Round the D, skates by, into the corner. Tries to center it up front. Prazel was tied up. Trickles back out to the neutral zone. This is grabbed by Frederick. He'll send it over near side to James. James waiting for Prazel. Prazel didn't get onside. And we'll get an offsides by the Knights. Face-off will be at neutral ice. Bach to JC and James in there on the, no, James is on defense. So who do we got here? Fortner, Bach to JC on the wingers. James and Frederick on the defense. Face-off won by the Warriors. They'll bring it up the left-hand side, chip it off the boards, down into the Knight zone. Down into the corner, Frederick racing for it, gets it to JC. JC pressured up against the boards. Now I'll chip it ahead to Bachta. Bachta will send it up the boards. That'll go to Fortner. Now we got a 2-on-1. Fortner pulls back to his forehand, shoots wide of the net. Comes to Bachta. Now has it stripped by the Warriors, pops out in the neutral zone. This will be Warriors coming out with some speed. Right around Frederick, pulls back, shoots and scores. Thought James was going to get to that one. A lot of speed there by the captain for the Warriors. Got that, went to his backhand, pulled back to his forehand, and popped it right over the left shoulder of Russo. 5:11 remaining in the first, 2-1. Face-off grab by JC. He'll dump it down into the corner. Chases after. Warriors get there, wrap it around the boards. Comes to Fortner. Fortner will dump it for Com. Com will send one up front. Deflected by JC. Goes wide of that. Pops right back over the top. Bachta couldn't get it in. Now Bachta's got it. Races around up the left-hand side. Now comes right to Com. He'll send one up front. Saved by Purcell. Rebound kicked off to the side by the Warriors. Com races over. Keeps it in the zone momentarily. Now it comes out in the neutral zone. This will come all the way to Brown. Brown will chip it off the boards. Can't get it cleared. Now Com will send it off one of his own players. Saved by Russo up front. Kicked off into the corner by Brown. Brown up the boards out into the neutral zone. This will be grabbed by the Warriors. Tried to go D to D. Whiffed on that. Now battle for the puck at neutral ice. Comes to Brown. Brown will send it. That's going to be an icing. Face-off will come back to the Knight zone.
Troy Larson, 25. You're watching Knights hockey.
First, 2-1 Knights. James and Braun check in. Zwellenberg, Sanders, and Dunlap. Face-off grab by the Warriors. Sent off wide. Comes to Sanders. Now grabbed by Zwellenberg. Zwellenberger will tip it over to Dunlap. He'll bring it up the left-hand side. James holds it in. Somebody lost a twig. Comes all the way back out here into the neutral zone by Braun. Braun up the right-hand side, crosses the red line, dumps it down into the Warrior zone. That'll go back behind the net. Warriors will get there, wrap it around the boards. James is right here to hold this one in. Skates in, takes a shot wide of the net. Goes off far side. Sanders will hold this one in up against the right-hand boards. Battle for the puck. Warriors come away with it. Now they'll cross ice up the left-hand side. Bounces one off the boards. This will come to James. James will wheel around the backside of the net. Now up the right-hand side. He'll cross ice pass. Tipped by Zwellenberg. Down into the Warrior zone. Hans will race back for the Warriors. He'll wheel around the back of the net. Pressured by Zwellenberg. Loose puck comes right to Dunlap. Couldn't get a solid shot off. Warriors will dump this one. Arms in the air. We're going to get an icing on this. Face-off will come back to the Warrior zone with 3:03 remaining in the first. Face-off will be brought to you by CK Print Design. Larson, Smith, and Banks will check back in. Brown and Com on the defense. Face-off comes out. That's tipped out in the neutral zone. Com will race back for it. Com will get there first. With some speed, comes up the right-hand side. Chips it down the boards in the Warrior zone. Keeps chasing after it. Loses it up front. Warriors will try to get it cleared. And we'll get it cleared past Larson. That'll come to Brown. Brown, big saucer, tip back down. Comes right to Com. Com will bring it in up the right. Pulls back to the middle. Takes shot. Purcell with the save. Up the boards, Larson holds it in, right to Smith. Smith will backhand it near side to Banks. Banks' shot goes wide right. Off to the far side, Larson comes in, holds it down, now to go back behind the net. Banks will get the steal. Banks comes back, right to his forehand, shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 16, Hoyt Banks. From number 25, Charlie Larson. And with 2:16 remaining in the first, Knights lead it 3-1. Face-off comes to the Warriors. This is Thompson up the left-hand side. Backhands it into the Knight zone. Grabbed by Braun. Braun looking, chips it up the boards, trying to get it cleared. Smith's over there. Comes right back to the Warriors. Now squeezed up there in the front. Down into the corner. Frederick working. It gets tied up. Warriors grab this one. Pinched up against the boards. Loose puck grabbed by the Warriors. Now they'll bring it up high to Harlan and the D. Sends it right back down low. Too quick there for the Warriors to grab, but they'll get it in the corner. Now they'll try to cross ice just out in front of Smith's stick as he was looking for that steal. Down into the corner to Braun. Braun touches it to Smith. Smith will get it out to Larson. He'll kick at it. Now he'll dump it up right into the bench of the Warriors. They'll blow this one dead.
This game is brought to you by Power Electric. Power puts people first.
Face-off coming to neutral. This is Wellenberg, Sanders, and Dunlap. Frederick and Braun on the defense. Wellenberg wins it back to Frederick. Frederick will kick it off the boards. Down into the Warrior zone, grabbed by the Warriors, right back out to neutral. Now to be stolen by Dunlap. He'll backhand it down low. Sanders is going to chase after this one. Harlan gets there for the Warriors, round the boards. Big slapper by Braun, goes wide right. Down into the corner, ripped around the boards by the Warriors. Over to Dunlap. Zwellenberg will poke this one back down low. Sanders over a big body check by Sanders. Puts a shoulder in, comes right to Zwellenberg. A lot of pushing. While they're pushing, the Knights are working it. Right to Frederick, can't get the shot off. Zwellenberg skates over, holds it in at the blue line. Back behind the net, grabbed by the Warriors, pressured by Sanders. Sanders trying to kicks it up to Zwellenberg. Off his stick, now the Warriors will bring it up the left-hand side. Down into the Knight zone, straight to Braun. Braun will look for the cross ice. Dunlap didn't see it. Sanders did, touches it right back to Dunlap. Dunlap backhander, trying to get to Zwellenberg, stolen by the Warriors. Now out in the neutral zone, backhander there by Dunlap, or Braun. Can't get it cleared out. Right to Russo on the save. 26.7 seconds remaining in the first. 3-1 Knights. Goins, Neal, and Preza will check in for this face-off down in the Knight zone, along with Hutch and James.
Hoyt Banks, number 16. You're watching Knights hockey.
Face-off comes to the middle, quick shot, saved by Russo. Back to Prazel. Prazel sends it right up front, that'll come to James. James will kick it out in the neutral zone, loses the puck, now it comes right back to Smith. Chips it up the board, pops out in the right to Goins. Goins will touch it down into the Warrior zone. James is up front, trying to get it to him. Tipped off Neal's stick, right to Prazel. Prazel will kick it off the boards down low. 10 seconds remaining in the period. James battling behind the boards. Backhander comes right to Prazel. Quick shot high up over Purcell. And they're going to say, I think it hit the net behind the glass, so they'll blow it dead. 4.8 seconds remaining in the period. Face off in the Warrior zone. And for some reason, I don't know why they just ran the final 4 seconds off, but that's the end of the first. After one, the Knights leading 3-1. Purcell will head off to our right. East end of Independence Ice Arena. Russo off to the left. Bachta, JC, and Fortner will come out to start the second. This face-off will be brought to you by CK Print Design. Braun and Com on the defense. Face-off won by the Warriors. This comes back to Hans. Hans will just chip it right up the right-hand side, and we're going to get an offsides. Face-off won by the Warriors again. This will come to Harlan. He'll chip it off the boards down into the Knight zone, right off of Com. Com will backhand it, a little time and space to Brown. Brown will try to send it up the wall to JC. Past JC, Thompson will send it back into the Knight zone, but this is stolen by Com. Com up the left, to the middle, to his backhand. Backhands it wide right of the net, goes back behind the net. This will be grabbed by the Warriors, chipped out in the neutral zone. Now pinched up against the boards. Brown's in there, Warriors come away with a quick cross-ice pass up the left-hand side. Takes a shot, wide right, and that bounces off of Russo anyways. Chip by Bachta, up the boards JC. Chipped off of JC. Now back down into the Knight zone. Here comes Com up the right-hand side. Puts on the brakes, comes right to JC. Stolen by the Warriors, now Com with the steal. Bouncing around, out into the neutral zone. JC will backhand it to Bachta. Bachta will go D to D over to Brown. Slung right off of Banks. Back into the Knight zone by the Warriors. This will go to Com. Com will come D to D near side to Brown. Brown will try to cross ice pass, goes right between Banks and Fortner, and we're going to get an icing on this one. Face-off will come back to the Knight zone. 13:27 remaining the second. 3-1 Knights.
Bo Smith, 77. You're watching Knights hockey.
Smith, Larson, Banks. Braun and Frederick on the defense. Face-off won by the Warriors. They'll take a shot. Slapped away there by Frederick. Russo's glove was right there ready for it anyways. Now battle for the puck up against the boards. Warriors hold it in. Goes back behind the net. Warriors will skate back, grab this one, sends it up the board. Smith trying to get it cleared. Warriors hold it in. Now deflected over far side. Frederick will get it to Larson. Larson chips it off the boards out in the neutral zone. Warriors send it back in, delayed offsides. Comes right to Braun. Braun will chip it off the glass. Just out in front of Smith. Slap back in the glass right in front of us. That'll come into the Knight zone, grabbed by Frederick. Cross-ice pass trying to get it to Banks. Can't handle that one. Warriors send it back the other way. Now they'll bring it up the right-hand side, over to the middle. Deflected off of Braun. Frederick will grab this one. Sends it back out to neutral. Warriors will have to get onside with a D-to-D pass, pressured by Smith. And we're going to get an offsides. Zwellenberg, Sanders, Dunlap. Hutch and James on the defense. Face-off goes far side. Thompson will race over for the Warriors. Slaps this one down low. Back behind the net. Russo will touch it. James will grab it. Sends it around the boards. Over to Hutch. Hutch will send it back over to James. Now James will bring it. Touch out to Dunlap. Dunlap will bring it up the right. 3-on-2 for the Knights. Dunlap wide. Straight to Zwellenberg shoots. Saved by Purcell. Rebound. Shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 97, Henry Zwellenberg. From number 88, Brett Dunlap. And the Knights are up 4-1. Face-off comes to Zwellenberg off of Dunlap. Now grabbed by the Warriors, held in there by Hutch momentarily, trickles out. James will grab this one in the neutral zone. They called it unassisted. Dunlap's getting an assist on that anyways. As he took it into the corner, quick shot save, and then the Henry came back and got the rebound. Big check by Smith back in the neutral zone. Now battle for the puck up against the right-hand boards. Clipped off the boards. This will be the Warriors' Bailey. Bailey will come up. Back check by Smith, or James. Trickles all the way to Russo. He'll jump on top of it. I can't hear you. No. If you want to. Just watch it over here. Warriors with the face-off wins. Goes down into the corner. Warriors will battle for it in the corner. Grabbed by Brown. He'll sauce it up in the air. Goes right into the netting. They'll blow this one dead. Goins, Prazel, and Neal check in on the forwards. Com and Brown on the defense. Face-off grab by the Warriors, chipped off the boards. Prazel battle for it. Loose puck, Warriors grab it. Now they'll send it over near side. D wasn't there. Now Neal will pressure it. He'll get a push into the boards. Baz close to a check in the back. And arms in the air, and they are going to call this one. Tip by Brown. And we're going to get a cross check on Neal. He'll head off to the sin bin on this one. Face-off will be in the Knight zone as the Warriors will head to the power play. Goins and Prazel will stay in there on the forwards. Com and Brown on the defense. Face-off comes right to Russo. He'll send it off to Brown. Brown hard off the glass. Round the boards out into neutral ice. Warriors will bring it in. Pressured there by Goins. Warriors keep it on the left-hand side. Quick shot, glove save by Russo.
This game is brought to you by Power Electric. Power puts people first.
10:29 remaining the second. 4-1 Knights. Warriors on the power play. Face-off comes to the Warriors. They'll bring it up high to Hans. He'll send one. Bounces it right off Prazel. He'll backhand it back into the neutral zone. Warriors will have to get onside. They'll come D to D near side. Up the left-hand side. Puts on the brakes. Portillo, he'll send it over to Hans. Hans will skate in up the middle. Brings it over towards Bernie. And a quick shot deflected. That goes wide into the corner. Deflected by Prazel. Down into the Warrior zone. Purcell will touch this one. Prazel keeps coming at it. Saved by Purcell. Nice hustle by Prazel on the forecheck. Never gave up on the play and got a shot off. Nice save by the Warriors. Pressure down low. Com will get this one back behind the net. He'll wheel around the back of the net. Chips it off the board. Up to Larson up the right-hand side. Got Com back in the middle. Larson will put on the brakes. Up against the wall. Brings it high up to Brown. Brown will send one. Tipped. Goes wide of the net. Off to the far side. Smith will work the back check. Keeps it in. Right to Com. Com's got Larson. Skates in. Shoots. Off of the side of the net. Goes into the corner. Larson will battle for it. That's Com. Battle in the corner. Here comes Larson. Now kicked up the boards. Brown keeps it in. Now stolen by the Warriors. Kicks it off the boards. Bernie comes in there. Now poked away by Smith on the back check. Now Smith will race for the puck up the right-hand side. He kicks at it. Now grabbed by Brown. He'll dump it down into the corner. Back behind the net. Battle. Larson stays with it. Larson's got it. Waiting on his teammates as we're in some line changing. Larson skates around. Dumps it for Com. Com will send it up front to Fortners. He skated in through the middle. Nice opportunity there for the Knights. Power plays over for the Warriors. Knights are back to full strength. Now to Zwellenberg. Zwellenberg brings it in. Has it popped up in the air. Larson will slap it down. Grabs it up front. Centers it back to Fortner. Zwellenberg with a shot. Shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 97, Henry Zwellenberg. From number 25, Charlie Larson. And a penalty at the end of that on Braun. There's stuff in the way. Face off by CK Print Design comes to James. James will dump it down into the Warrior zone as they're back on the power play. That was a even strength goal, but then Braun with a roughing penalty. Warriors right back to the power play there. Sanders over there, Dunlap, battle for the puck right in front. Now we're gonna get a stoppage and and there's a punch, and we got a fight. Ref's quick to break that one up. And both players have been ejected for a fighting. Let's see how all this falls out here. I know both players that got involved in that are out. Should remain a power play for the Warriors, 5-on-4. So yeah, we will stay 5-on-4. Larson in there along with Smith. James and Hutch. Warriors got the puck. Bailey will send it in right to James. James will bring it out into the neutral zone, up the right-hand side. Loses the puck, out into the Warrior zone. They'll go D to D. Now they'll cross ice near side, over the stick of the Warriors player. Smith will send it right back to James in the Knight zone. James will dump it down to the right of Purcell. Smith stays after it. Nice hustle there by Smith. Warriors come away with it. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Smith slams it right back into the Warrior zone. Grab by the Warriors, sent up the boards. This will come back to James in the Knight zone. Deflected, but does come out in the neutral zone. Warriors will have to get onside. Now they'll send it into the Knight zone, right towards Russo. Russo will kick it off to the near side. Smith will battle for it, comes down low right up front. Russo with a save, popped up in the air. This will be grabbed by James. James will sauce one right towards Purcell. He'll kick it off into the corner. Harlan will come over, slaps it hard off the boards. Does get cleared into the neutral zone, comes to Com. Com will backhand it over to Smith. Smith right back to Com. Larson's in here along with Prazel, poked away by the Warriors. Puck right at the feet of Larson. Larson will clear it into the neutral zone. 5 seconds remaining. 4, 3, 2, 1. Warriors with the puck. Knights back to full strength. Braun out of the box. Onto the ice comes Neal. Puck down low by the Warriors. Back behind the net. Pressured by Larson. Larson will send it around the boards. Thompson will skate over. Holds it in right at the blue line. Sends one up front. That's deflected. Now grabbed by Com. Com will bring it up the right. He's got Neal to the left. Pulls back to the center. Off to his forehand. Neal comes to front. Shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 10, Evan Com. Unassisted. And with 6:04 remaining in the second, Knights leading 6-1. Goins, Prazel, Neal in on the forwards. Warriors win this face-off. Backhanded, slaps it off Prazel's skate. Now into center ice. This will come back to Evan Com. Com will pull back in the middle. Now he'll pull it over to the right. Puts on the brakes. Prazel has to get back on side, so Brown will grab this one. He'll backhand it up the left-hand side into the corner. Brown will chase after, back behind the net. Loose puck down low, grabbed by Thompson, slings it around the boards. Goins will skate over, holds this one in. Now he'll tries to send it to Neal, goes back behind him into the corner. Puck goes back behind the net. Grabbed by the Warriors. They'll bring it up the left-hand side. Poked away by Com. Com will get the steal. Backhands it down into the Warrior zone. Prazel will give chase. Big check, and Prazel's going to go to the bench on that one. Warriors got the puck. Purcell's going to skate to the bench. They'll sling it over near side. Grabbed by the Warriors. Now touched by Com. Prazel off to the sin bin for roughing.
My name is Braden Braun, number 90, and you're watching Knights Hockey.
Warriors will go to the power play. Face off in the Knight zone. 2 minutes on the penalty for Prazel roughing. 5:12 remaining in the second. 6-1 Knights. Larson and Goins in there along with Frederick and Braun. Goins will take the face-off, wins it to Braun, now chip to Larson. Larson tried to chip it off the glass into the neutral zone, goes into the netting. We'll blow that one dead and do another face-off.
This game is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City. Trust your keys with Meineke.
Smith will come in, Goins will come out. Face-off comes to Braun. Loses the puck in the corner to the Warriors. Round the back of the net. Off off to the far side. Smith takes a swipe at it. Puck gets loose, back down low by the Warriors. Pressured by Frederick. Brings it up high to Wyatt. Wyatt bounces one off of Larson, regains control of the puck, takes a shot, blocker saved by Russo. Sent back up front, loose puck right in front of the house. Can't get it cleared. Wyatt with a big slapper. Blocked up front as there was all kinds of traffic up there. Off into the corner it goes. Battle for the puck by Larson. Now it'll come to Smith. Smith will get in the neutral zone. They'll race after it. Wyatt's going to get there. Smith continues to back check. Popped into the Knight zone. Larson will come after. Battle for it in the corner. Now loose puck to Frederick. And we're going to get a penalty. This will be on the Knights. This will be Larson. Neal comes in. Will battle for it up against the board. Sends it down low, but once he touched it, that'll blow it dead, and Larson's going to go to the sin bin. And it'll be a 5-on-3 skate for 49 seconds. So James and Hutch will be in there on the defense. Neal will stay in. Assuming we'll take this face off. And it's a 2-10 for Larson. So he'll be out well into the third period. So Neal, Com, and James in on this 5-on-3. Hutch will go serve the 2 minutes. Not sure what the delay is. Oh, they're waiting for the penalty to get up on the board. There it is. Neal wins it off near side, but grabbed by the Warriors. They'll bring it up high to the D. Tries to center it up front. Quick shot. Saved by Russo. Centered back up front. Poked away by Russo. And net came off as he dove for that puck. So they'll blow it dead, and we'll face it off in the Knight zone once again. Smith will come in on this one. Neal will skate to the bench. And they're going to redo this one as the Knights or the Warriors were skating around. Weren't in a set position. And now they're going to kick the center out, so we'll redo this one over here. Smith down into the corner to James. James will slap it out into the Warrior zone to kill off some time. 30 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Touched up by Purcell. Kicked off left side. They'll bring it up the near side. This is Portello. We got it delayed offsides by the Warriors, and this will be grabbed by Com. 3:25 remaining. Com waiting. Now I'll send it over to James. James will be pressured, sends it out into the Warrior zone. Back behind the net, touched by Purcell. 2-1. Out comes Prazel. 5-on-4 power play now. For 1:05, Portello will bring it in. Takes a shot, saved by Russo. Off into the corner. Backhander grab by Com. Tries to clear it, bounces off JC. As he is snuck in there. Bernie's got it, pressured by Smith. Goes to James. He'll backhand it, but can't get it cleared. Now he's got it in the corner. Races around the back of the net. Comes around the back. Clears it out into the Warriors zone once again. 40 seconds remaining on the Warriors power play. JC will give a forecheck. Purcell will send it off the boards. Comes right to Bakta. He'll lose it to a back check to the Warriors. Back into neutral zone. James will send it right back into the Warrior zone. 25 seconds remaining on the power play. Touched by Purcell. Pressured by JC. Loose puck back behind the net. Knights doing a great job with some forechecking in this game. And now we're going to get a penalty on the Warriors as JC goes down. And this will be on Fratello. Nice job by JC at controlling himself as Fratello just got him around the neck, took him to the ground. And this will neutralize it. We'll go 4-on-4 for the next 14 seconds, and then the Knights will go to the power play. .214 remaining in the period. Bach to JC, Brown and Com.
This KC Knights power play is brought to you by Power Electric.
Bach to JC, JC to Com. Back to JC, back to Com. Nice pass, shot, save Bertello. Or Purcell. Delayed penalty here. Brown's got it up to Bacta. Russo went to the bench. Now we got a 6-on-4. Quick shot deflected. Grabbed by Com. Still in the corner. Grabbed by Fortner. Fortner will leave it for JC. Arms still in the air. Now the Warriors will touch it. They'll blow this one dead, and we're going to get another penalty. And the Knights have quickly gone from a 5-on-3 penalty kill. They'll go to a 5-on-3 power play.
Chase Neal, 71. You're watching Knights hockey.
The call was. So power play for the Knights, 5-on-3. Bacta, Banks, and JC in there, Com and Brown. Interference was the call on Harlan. Face off Bacta. Bacta to Brown. Brown sends it into the corner, past Banks. Now pinched up against the wall. JC digging, Banks digging. Loose puck. Now pinched back up against the boards. Bacta's still in, or JC's still in there. JC comes away with it. Loses it up front. This will come over to Bacta. Bacta down low to Banks. Banks has his shot deflected. Goes to Brown. Brown with a shot. That's deflected. Comes into the near corner. Grabbed by JC. Poked away by the Warriors. Sent up the boards. Com can't get to it. That'll come in to neutralize all the way down into the Knight zone. Grabbed by Russo. Forecheck by. Nice job by the Warriors as they pressured that one. Quick shot. Saved by Russo. Goes back behind the net. This will be grabbed by Brown. Now to Com. Com back to Brown. 45 seconds. Cross ice pass to Banks. Touched by Banks to Bacta. Bacta over to JC. Quick shot. Deflected, goes into the net. What's the matter? Oh. Whoop. Smith, Wellenberg, and Dunlap. James and Fortner. 38 seconds remaining in the period. 25 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Face off one back to Fortner. Fortner looking. He'll send it across ice to James. James back to Fortner. Fortner takes a shot. Deflected. That goes into the net. They'll blow it dead. Another face off in the Warrior zone. Swellenberg off to the side to Smith. He'll backhand it over to Fortner. Fortner quickly over to James. James back to Zwellenberg. Zwellenberg over to James. 20 seconds left. James with a shot. Purcell with a save. Loose puck up front. Back behind the net. Grabbed by Smith. Sends it up front. Dunlap can't get the shot off. That's the end of the 5-on-4 or 5-on-3. Dumped into the Warrior zone. 3 seconds. 2, 1. That's the end of the period. And after 2, the Knights lead it 6-1, and we'll begin the third on a power play. There's 23 seconds remaining on that. We're going to take a break, clean the ice. We'll be back in about 15 minutes on senior night here at Independence Ice Arena.
gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, ice is clean. Out come the officials to set the nets. Players are back out of the locker room. They'll get a few minutes to just do a quick skate and stretch as they've been in the locker room relaxing there for about 15 minutes. And then we'll get period number 3 underway. Knights will begin this third period on a power play. 23 seconds remaining on the interference call. Knights leading this one 6-1. JV action following this game. It'll be the Knights versus the Springfield Spirit. And Springfield only has a JV team and OKC only has a varsity team, so good weekend for everybody to travel up here and get those actions underway. Closing out the season. 3 varsity games remaining before we head off to the conference tournament here second week of February. Russo heads off to the pipes over here to our right. Purcell's already over there to the left. Face off here at center ice to begin the third period. Brought to you by CK Print Design. Banks, JC, Bakta, Brown, and Com here to start the period. Face off sent off to the far right by the Warriors. Brown will send it out into the Warrior zone. Now the Warriors will bring it back into the Knight zone. Bounces off the wall. This will be grabbed by Com. Forechecked by the Warriors. Over here up the left-hand side, Com will bring it. Down into the Warrior zone. Pulls back, quick shot, wide left of the net. Wraps around the boards, back to full strength. Out into the neutral zone. Brown will try to bounce it off the wall, but couldn't get that pass off. Now to come to Bakta. Bakta to JC. JC up the left-hand side. Down into the corner. Brought back up high to Bakta. Now Banks with a backhander over to JC. JC to Bakta. He'll lose this one up front. Now the Warriors will try to bring it down into the Knight zone. Loose puck goes to Com. Com will backhand it over to Brown. Brown will bring it right back over to Com near side on the cross ice pass. Com will bring it in. Takes a shot wide of the net. Off to the far side, this will be Goins. And now Frederick will pop it in the Warrior zone. Delayed offsides, now popped up in the air. Let's come back to Frederick. Sends it down into the Warrior zone. Neal will battle for it up against the board. Sends it down low, back behind the net. Warriors will grab this one. They'll wheel around the back of the net up the right-hand side. Back check by Goins. Runs right into Purcell. Goins did slap that one back into the Warrior zone. Now comes cross ice over to Neal. Neal will send it over to Braun. Braun will backhand it over near side. Nobody home for the Knights. This will be grabbed by Wyatt. Chipped up the boards. Right pass over to Frederick. Now grabbed by Byrne. Quick shot wide left of the net. Wrapped around the boards. Pressured by Neal. Loose puck grabbed by Braun. Chipped up, and that slaps right into Com sitting on the bench. And we'll face it off in the Knights zone. Frederick and Braun in there on the defense. Prazel, Neal, and Goins on the forward line. See if Goins can win it ahead. Right to Neal, streaking through the middle of the crease. Nope, goes down into the corner, grabbed by Braun. Braun will wheel around the back of the net, sauce it up in the air out in the neutral zone, just past Prazel's stick. Sent right back into the night zone. That bounces off of Frederick, right to a Warriors player. Nice job by Frederick as he continued to work on that. He'll wrap it around the boards. Almost got it to Neal on a streak out up the right-hand side. Warriors will off, comes right to Russo, right into the glove. Knights will change it up, face off in the night zone. We'll have a running clock here in the third as the Knights lead 6-1. Zwellenberg, Dunlap, Banks. Smith and James. Face-off goes off to the wall. Held in there by the Warriors. Now it comes to James. James will wheel around the back of the net. He'll send it up near side to Banks. Banks will get it out in the neutral zone. Hans will send it back into the night zone. Delayed offsides, grabbed by Hutch. Hutch will cross ice over towards James. James will pull back into the middle. Has it poke checked away, goes over to Dunlap. Dunlap can't control it, and here come the Warriors the other way. Up the left-hand side, back checked by Zwellenberg. Loose puck, poked away by Russo. Goes right off to Zwellenberg. Zwellenberg will send it up the right-hand side to Dunlap. Dunlap will backhand it, trying to get it to James. Warriors send it back the other way. Arms in the air, and we're going to get an icing.
Michael Fortner, number 40. You're watching Knights hockey.
Running clock, 10:20 remaining in the game. 6-1 Knights. Face off in the Warrior zone. Face off goes into the corner to Dunlap. He'll backhand it up to James. Backhander goes over to the near side. This will be grabbed by Banks. Banks will backhand it down the boards, round into the corner. Dunlap's down there along with Zwellenberg. Warriors trying to send it up the right-hand boards. Now to pop up over to James out in the neutral zone. Here come the Warriors the other way. Nice back check by James as he'll grab this puck down the corner, bounces it over near side to Hutch. Hutch will send it up the boards. Nobody home for the Knights. Warriors send it back into the night zone, right back to Hutch. Hutch will clip it off the boards over to Banks. Banks will lose it off his stick to a Warriors player, but now regains control of the puck in the neutral zone, takes it in the right-hand side. Loose puck comes to Zwellenberg. He'll skate in, takes a shot. Purcell with a save right in the breadbasket. They'll blow it dead. Face off in the Warrior zone. Knights will change it up.
This game is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City. Trust your keys with Meineke.
Fortner, Bach to JC. Common Brown. Face off over to JC. JC to Brown. Brown will send one right to Purcell. Saved by the Warriors. Kicked up the boards. Com will work on it. In the corner, sends it up front. Poked away. Now stolen by Brown. Brown whiffs on the shot. Warriors send it out in the neutral zone. Fortner will come back for this one. Grabs it in the night zone. Brings it near side to Com. Stolen by Bernie for the Warriors. Up there, left-hand side, down in the corner. Sends one up front. Saved by Russo. Now grabbed by Fortner. Fortner will chip it to JC. JC up the left-hand side. Tries to go through the feet. Loses the puck. Kicked out. Oh, Bachta will hold it in momentarily. JC will send it back down low. Grabbed by the Warriors in the corner. Slaps one off of somebody's skate. Goes right to Purcell. He'll jump on top of it. Saved by the Warriors.
Hutch Smith, number 23. You're watching Knights hockey.
Face off in the Warrior zone. Running clock, 7:55 remaining. Prazel, Goins, Neal check in. Frederick and Braun on the defense. Face off comes near side to Prazel. Prazel to Frederick. Right at the blue line now, just backhanded down low. Warriors try to clear it back out. Do get it out in the neutral zone. Foot race for the puck. Battle in the corner by Braun. Braun will come away with it. Loose puck now behind the net. There's Goins down there. He'll wrap it around the boards. Neal's right there. Kicks at it with a skate. Popped down back low by the Warriors. Braun will clear it up the board right to Neal. Neal will try to backhand it. Deflected as he tried to get it over to Prazel. Warriors will send it back in, but a delayed offsides. Grabbed by Russo. Now to Frederick. Behind the net. Frederick quickly up to Neal. Neal touch pass to Goins. Warriors come away with it. Back into their own zone. They'll send it near side. Bounces off the boards. Race in and after it. This will be Braun grabbing it. He'll backhand it into the corner. Stolen by the Warriors. Goins is in there. Now Braun comes away with it in the corner. Wraps it around the boards. This is going to come to Neal. Neal couldn't find the puck. Loses it. Now kick back out. Race for the puck. This will be the Warriors grabbing it right at the red line. Skates back into their own zone. Prazel will race after it. Trying to get a forecheck. Now that clearing pass, we're going to get an icing. They'll bring it back into the Warriors zone for a faceoff. 6:25 remaining in the game. Knights leading 6-1. James and Hutch on the defense. Wellenberg, Banks, and Larson, and Smith. Wait a minute, we got too many out there. Unless we got an empty net, trying to make this thing a little more even. There we go. Zwellenberg's going to go to the bench. Larson will stay in there with Smith and Banks. Face off right to Banks. He'll take a shot. Deflected. Goes high up over the net. Off to the far side. This will be Smith holding it in. Gets it back to Larson. Larson looking. Had Banks posted up. He'll come around the back of the net. Poke checked away. Comes right to Banks. Shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 16, Hoyt Banks. That'll be a hat trick for Banks. Unassisted on the steal right in front of the house. Slaps it past Purcell in the back of the net. Knights are up 7-1. Face-off brought to you by CK Print Design. This will be Bach to Fortner JC. James and Hutch on the defense. Running clock, 5:05 remaining in the game. Comes near side, grabbed by Bachta. Right over to Smith. Smith to James. James has his pass deflected, comes back to Smith, now stolen by the Warriors. This is Bailey skating in, backhands it, deflected away by Russo. Now back behind the net, this will be James grabbing this one in the corner. He'll get it to Fortner. Fortner across ice, touch to Hutch, straight to JC. JC will bring it in the right, Bachta to the left, James to the middle. Down deep into the corner. JC will lose this one in the corner. Warriors will grab this one. Quick shot saved by Russo. Now out to James. James up the left, centers it back to Fortner. Fortner with a shot, saved by Purcell. Kicked out into the neutral zone. Grabbed by Bernie. Bernie to the forehand, wide left, back check by James. Gets that puck, still pops it out in the neutral zone. Now the Warriors will come D to D near side. Cross ice, blocked by JC. Fortner will race back for this one. Dumps it into the Warriors zone, peels off, goes to the bench. Bachta will chase after it in the corner. Com has checked in, Brown's checked in. Here comes Prazel, here comes Neal. Warriors with the puck, up the middle. Neal will come over, blocks that one momentarily. Now Witt will take it, gets it to Bird. Right to the feet of Brown. Brown will get it to Neal. Now off to Prazel. Prazel up the right. Pulls back, takes a shot, deflected, goes off the back of the boards. Now he'll slap it around the boards up to Brown. Brown will kick it down to Goins as Bachta has gone to the bench. Comes over near side to Com. Neal trying to post up front, along with Prazel. Here come the Warriors with the puck up the right-hand side. Back check by Com. Quick shot, saved by Russo. Goes off to the far right. Brown will try to get it out of the zone. Now Goins will get it cleared out. Held up by Brown right against the board. Slap down, and we're going to get an icing. 2:50 remaining in the game. Face-off will come back to the Knights zone with the Knights leading 7-1.
This game is brought to you by Par Electric. Par puts people first.
Zwellenberg, Dunlap, James, Frederick, and Braun. Face-off comes to James. James will send up the right-hand side with some speed. Takes it to his backhand, shoots, scores! Kansas City goal, number 26, Braden James. And it's 8-1 Knights as he went streaking up the right-hand side to his backhand, puts it in the back of the net. Face-off grab by the Warriors, sent into the Knight zone to Braun. Dump back behind the net. This is Russo. He'll touch it up, gets it to Frederick. Frederick hard off the boards, right to James. James will backhand it up the left-hand side, out in front of Zwellenberg. Braun and Zwellenberg credited with assists on that. Sent up front, poked away by Russo, and we're going to get a... Oh, net came off.
Jensen Russo, number 36, and you're watching Knights Hockey.
Face off in the Knight zone. 25 seconds remaining. Goins, Neal, Prazel, Hutch, and Com. 15 seconds remaining. Now they'll drop the puck. Goes down in the corner. Grabbed by Com. He'll wheel around the backside of the net up the right-hand side. Here comes Com up the left-hand side. Down into the Warrior zone. Back behind the net. We'll lose the puck. Warriors will touch this one up, and that's the end of the game. On senior night, Knights come out aggressive, taking a bunch of shots. 8 goals on 26 shots is the official stat. 1 goal on 18 shots by the Warriors. Knights win it on senior night. We'll be back to do varsity again tomorrow. Next up, JV action against Springfield. They'll get the ice cleared. We'll touch up gloves here. And we'll get the JV started here probably in about 20 minutes or so. 6:10, running about 10 to 15 minutes late would be my guess. We'll be back shortly. We'll see you then.